Pretty interesting to see behind me as all these dead trees that were burned up back in 2021. This was part of the Character Complex fire, also known as the Deceitful Fire. I got a great time-lapse video of it when it blew up back in that August of that year, and it was pretty incredible. It's from the top of my roof. I could see the smoke just like explode pretty much. It just billowed up like this. It looked like a massive storm system. It was so big. It's pretty scary times. But anyways, let's get going. I came around that corner and there's a moose running down the road. Just a little guy. I'm hoping he just gets off the road, but he's looking at me now. Okay, so get off the road, so I want to keep going. And not 5 minutes after seeing that moose, I see a whole herd of elk. That's crazy. Anyways, they all jumped off the trail, so I want to get going. Second moose. Looks a lot like the first, but I'm pretty far away from where I was, so I don't think it was. That was cool. He's off the road now, I hope. Hoping to make it up to the top of this, but I don't think I can. I think it's just too loose for my tires, too steep for my engine, and just outside of my skill sets, my skill level, I should say. Anyways, lucky for me, I brought some hiking boots, so I'm going to turn around, gear up, and get back to the top of this mountain. I guess I was thwarted by that steep little section. It sucks because I'm looking right at the peak. I can see it, but it's just like this 100-foot section is killing me. I just can't do it. And I don't want to risk my safety, and I don't want to risk busting up my bike again. But I'm going to throw on some hiking boots and we're going to get going, and we're going to find this lookout. Well, we're not just adjacent to the character complex fire now, we're actually in it. You can look around and see that all this burned back in 2021. You can see there's hardly a live tree in sight, but as you go around, you can see it really stopped burning on this side of the trail. So I don't know, although even though it looks like it crowned, I'm thinking maybe the hiking trail actually stopped the advance of the fire on this side. Of course, I don't know what was happening with the boots on the ground at that time, so it could have been the actions of the firefighters, it could have been huge drops of water and retardant, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm on the edge. And something to sweeten the deal. Look at this massive, huge tamarack. Sorry, tamarack. The actual name is Western Larch, Larix occidentalis, and you can see way up there, just a huge tree, and you can see that its bark is so corky. It repelled the fire, even though the fire burned it a little bit. It stopped it from actually hurting the tree in a significant way. Considering that this fire happened about 5 years ago, I think that tree is going to be okay. We can step away and just really get a look at how big this tree is. That's crazy. It's awesome seeing big tamaracks like that. All right, we're actually pretty close to the top, and we're just going to get hiking. Yeah, it's unfortunate because if I had just gotten past that steep section back there, and it's not very long, I think I could have made it to the top. But fortunately, I'm gonna have to walk a little. So I heard a couple of branches breaking just now. You know, it could have been a bird or a squirrel or something. I was hoping to see some more elk. Okay, so something kind of cool here. It looks like when the fire came through, this was in fact the fire line, because look at all this. We've got all these logs have been sawed and dropped while they're burning. And it was good because you had an already established fire line. That's the hiking trail. And looks like some poor firefighter forgot his sleeping mat and the bag. So that's been sitting out here for 5 years. I thought it was something like cooler or some sort of tool, or, you know, oh, this is to mark the, sorry, got spider webbed. This is to mark where we're gonna drop some retardant, but I think we're pretty close. I think I'm pretty much at the top, so. Okay, well, I heard some cracking brush and breaking sticks, you know, a little bit ago, and it's definitely some sort of tracks. I can't tell. Little deer tracks. So this trail actually goes from one road up over this mountain and drops back down to another road, and I'm on the other side, and you know what, I think I could have made it if I was on here. It's too bad. Too bad. Walking around looking for any sort of clues that a trace of this lookout might exist still. What I've heard is that it was burned down at some point. I suppose intentionally to get rid of it, which is a little bit ironic. All right, shoot. Thought that rock might have been a footing. I haven't seen any footings. Haven't seen any debris. It's gotta be up here somewhere. Dum-dum moment, but there's another high point just ahead of me. So I think maybe that's the peak, or at least that's where the lookout's at. So I'm heading that way, and hopefully we find something. I've been just wandering aimlessly around what I thought was the peak, and I just was crisscrossing. I just found no evidence that anything had ever been there. Hopefully this is where the lookout is. I'm surrounded by elk. What a warning. I think I see some. Oh, there they are. Can't see me. Dang can't smell me. I'm gonna sneak up on him. God, there must have been 20 of them. That's incredible. Incredible. What an amazing morning. Ew. 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 It's time to have a look around this peak now that the elk are gone. Oh, I say it's time to look around this peak and turn around and holy crap, we found it. Wonder what this was. I wonder if that was the stove, or is this we got some cables. That's probably a telephone line. It's a bolt. Oh, little baby. Don't worry, that baby's gonna find its mom and dad. Is there more? I don't know if you guys can you guys hear that elk calling? It's a cow call. Like when they saw me when I jumped out from the trees, they barked. That's kind of a warning call. It almost sounds exactly like a dog bark. All right, back to the task at hand, everybody. That was exciting. Oh man, this is really cool. So we got this pit. I don't know if it's a garbage pit. I guess this is the official White Peak. You know, that high spot back behind me must not be as high as this is. If there's any more footings though. Ah, here's another one. Here's a second footing. It's got the eye bolt and then this big bolt. That's pretty cool. All right, well, our elk friends are quieted down and I think they found all each other and now they're taking off. Pretty cool though. Oh, third footing. And a fourth footing. I bet that's it. I bet that is it. Ha, that's so cool. I had no idea this was up here when I was riding last year. You know what time it is, right? It's coffee and history time. Well, while that's brewing, I think I'm going to take a look around and see what I can find. All right, today's Dirt Cop coffee is brought to you by Copper Cow Coffee. These are single serve lattes. They're a Vietnamese pour over coffee and I'm really excited to try them out. I wanted to try out some Vietnamese coffee. I was thinking about ordering I have a special little pour over pot for them. But then my wife surprised me, my wife and kids I should say, with an early Father's Day present because they heard I was going dirt copping before Father's Day and they got me one of these. So I'm gonna give it a shot. This box comes with five cups of coffee basically, and you've got your pour over thing. So this is gonna have like a little filter that hooks onto your cup, and it has the coffee in it, and you're gonna pour the coffee over it. And when it's done brewing, you have a little thing of liquid latte creamer to make it, I guess that's what makes it Vietnamese. So let's give this a shot. Got a little mountain seasoning there. All right, got a lot of bugs bugging around me right now. I'm gonna have a sip of it black and tell you how the coffee itself is. And then I'm gonna add the latte creamer and tell you how good the latte is. You know what? The coffee itself is really good. On a Dirt Cop Delicious Coffee scale, I would give it a solid 7 on its own. I'd probably give it an 8 or a 9. I think what happens is this is a big cup, and I think I just poured too much coffee on because the coffee itself is great, has a delicious flavor, and I really enjoy it, but it's a little bit diluted. But besides that, I mean, I'm enjoying it. I would definitely take this camping with me. But now we got to add the latte. Okay, so of course I do not have anything to start with. So we're gonna do the old tried and true method of a stick. Oh yes, that is a latte. All right, Smokey the Bear's got his latte on, and now we're gonna give it a try. Okay, so the black coffee itself on its own, 7 out of 10 on the Dirt Cop Delicious Coffee scale. Add that creamer, shoots it up, solid 10. Solid 10 out of 10. That is good. That is, you know, it's similar to the Trader Joe's coffee where it has the creamer and the sugar in it, but this is way better. Oh my God. And plus, like, if you like that sweetened condensed milk taste, it's definitely in there and it's really lovely. So 10 out of 10 on the Dirt Cop Delicious Coffee scale. Now, the question is, do I want to try making a Vietnamese coffee using an actual Vietnamese pour-over device and adding some sweetened condensed milk? Shoot me in the comments. Tell me if I should try that. Okay, all my nerds, it's history time. I grabbed my Lockbee journal and I was able to scribble down a few facts about this lookout. As I've already mentioned, we're at the top of White Peak. It's 5,228 feet elevation. Back in 1930, the Forest Service established a firefighting camp on this peak. Now that lasted a few years just having the camp, but by 1934, they had built a 30-foot L4 lookout. Now, as I've mentioned in other episodes, the L4 lookout is a 14 by 14 lookout, and it was very, very common for the Forest Service to build these. Now, this would be big enough for the lookout to just live in. He wouldn't require a cabin at the bottom, and he would just live there. He or she wake up, survey the terrain, look for fires, call a man, do radio checks, and make his breakfast, make some coffee, and probably continue watching throughout the day. This is probably the most peaceful mountain I've been on top of. It was incredible seeing all those elk. It was fun finding all this different debris here. Not just the footings. It's cool to find the footings, but when you actually find like different debris, it really brings things to life. Now, since it was built in 1934, I would assume it had hipped roofs. I don't know for sure. I didn't see anything about that when I looked up the history of it. So maybe it had the hipped roofs. When I get back, I'll find a picture of it if I can. I don't know if there is one floating around the internet, but I'll see what I can find. Right now, I'm going to finish this delicious cup of coffee, and I'm going to start heading back down.